Hello. Welcome to a bit of a weird one today, as we're not going over lore and stuff. We got a Primarch tier list. Now, in my years of being a 40k fan, I have done years of research and a lot of peer review to make the official Primarch tier list. With all the effort I've put in, I believe that there should be no disagreements or any arguments going on in the comment section. I think we can all agree that the list I'll be showing you tonight is the most objective and unbiased tier list we've ever seen in 40k. But let's get started. First off, I'm going to do just a quick little form setting right up here, and perfect. I don't think this needs any explanation. But first up, we got Fulgrim, which I'm going to toss right into C tier. He has a problem that his Legion is just way cooler before he fell, and that he has the massive problem that he is a servant of the worst Chaos God. Slaanesh is lame as fuck, and there are way cooler ones, 3 cooler ones in fact, that just make him a little lame. Next up is Sanguinius, who I am also going to toss right into C tier. Personally, I find the Angel to be a bit boring. As, to be completely honest, I'm not into Blood Angels that much. I think they're fine and all, just kind of okay. And I think the only parts of Sanguinius I really like are his stuff with Kalbanda. Because Kalbanda in his fights, metal as fuck. However, he's kind of just a lamer version of Conrad Kurz. Next up, we got the Lion, who, in another one, we're going to toss right into C tier. I love his Legion. His Legion is so cool. However, he kind of is just there. That's kind of his presence. He just kind of hangs around and is a pretty cool duelist. Don't get me wrong, his fights are really fun. But it's always his brothers who steal the stage, not him. Similar situation where Conrad Kurz kind of overshadows his presence in some scenes. However, I will say his fight with Russ, some sick shit. All right, Ferrus Manus. Moving on. Angron, solid B tier. Now, his story, real sad. I think of all the Chaos Primarchs, this guy is probably one of the blameless. As I can't really fault him for some of his actions, he was kind of cursed from Planetfall. As well, who doesn't love just rampaging anger? I like me some Doom. He's kind of just a giant Doom guy. Love that shit. Also, Khorne rules. Not my favorite Chaos God, but do love Khorne. He's close second. Lorgar is gonna go right into D tier. I said it in my Lorgar video. I hate this man. Respect the hustle though. His Legion, kind of similar. Just, you got a lot of characters where I'm like, God damn, I hate you, but respect the grind. And as well, I thought Perturabo was the man-child when it came to 40k. Lorgar takes the cake in some parts. I never thought Gilliman, of all people, could really lay the smack talk on somebody. But his comment about Lorgar being a giant child burns. Alfarius, I'm going to toss into B tier right next to Angron. Alfarius, love the guy. Nice and tricky, complicated, the whole shit with him and Omegon, what's even going on there. I would, however, put him higher because his Primarch book, so good. Really good book. However, he would be higher if he didn't, kind of dunk on the Custodians back on Terra, which, Constantine Valdor probably let him win. Obviously, unbiased tier list here. My army probably let him win. Conrad Kurz, we're tossing right into S tier. Perfect Primarch book, amazing story. Everything about him is so cool. He's insane, granted. He's an absolute raving lunatic who does some of the most depraved, horrible things in 40k. But with his backstory, can we blame him? I feel like we can give him a bit of a pass. Maybe we were a little too hard on Conrad. We can cool it a little bit and admit that he is one of the best Primarchs. Leman Russ, I'm putting him right in A tier. As he's a pretty big badass. I like a lot of the just cooler Primarchs. The ones who are just badasses. And a lot of them are the quiet, brooding types. But he's pretty outspoken with how cool he is. That and, the whole role of being the Emperor's executioner. He has a lot of Primarch fights. He roughed up Magnus a little bit, which, not a great look. But, other than that, sick. Who doesn't love a big space Viking running around? Next up, another really easy S tier. We got Jagatai Khan. This dude, also, absolute coolest. One of the greatest duelists. Gives some of the best fucking smack talk. As if you want some really fun, just brotherly burns, go read his conversations with Fulgrim or Mortarion, where he verbally abuses them and then could promptly kick their ass, which he does to Mortarion. Dude is clever. His Legion, phenomenal. And who doesn't just love the idea of a bunch of Space Marines on jet bikes? Sick shit. No surprise here, but everyone's favorite Boy Scout, Robot Gorilla Man, is going right in D tier. As when it comes down to it, Dorn is the cooler, competent Primarch. As Guilliman, I mean, if you like Rome, you probably like the Ultramarines. Also, I have a theory that if you play a lot of 4X games, you like Guilliman, as I think Guilliman probably has a multi-thousand-hour save in Europa Universalis. That's all he does, and that's what he does just when he's in legislation. Though, man's just boring. The only thing preventing him from being lower in my eyes is his Ultra Depression form in current 40k. That's sad. Man's got a rough life. And Mortarion's gonna go in C tier, which I think the thing that carries him above D is that in the books, in the Horus Heresy books, the ones I read in the beginning, like a few books, he's pretty cool. I like his appearances. He's a pretty charismatic guy when he wants to be and when he's not being a whiny man-child, which that's also what he is. And I think the other thing that carries him from being, say, a B tier is that he's the bane of my existence on the tabletop. I fucking hate Death Guard and I hate Mortarion when I'm fighting them. He hard counters my Custodes and that's not okay. Corvus Corax, great A tier Primarch. Now, I used to think he was a bit lame, a little bit boring. Then I read about him. I made a video on him earlier. I think it's a pretty good video. Corvus Corax fucking rules. And you know what? I can admit it, it's the inner edgelord in me that likes Corvus. I can get down with his hot topic looking raven ass, his very edgy sayings. You know what? I think he's earned a nevermore when he got out of his year-long mourning. He's earned it. Which, like, respect to the Raven Lord. Dude's sick, okay? And I'm also not saying this because I recently got into Raven Guard. And I'm justifying my purchase. Next up is Horus Lupercal, which also completely unrelated shirt change, which I'm going to toss Horus into A tier, as I think he's an all-around very cool character. Love him, love his story in the Horus Heresy. He's fantastic in the first few Horus Heresy books. All around, like, sad to see him fall. He's got a lot of amazing interactions with other Primarchs. He's a well-made character. Granted, he's also written to be perfect, so then the fall from grace hurts more. And I'd say one thing holding him back from being S tier is that there's a better War Master out there, and shouldn't have died, Horus. Kind of lame. And we got another really easy S tier with Vulcan. Vulcan is great. He's a super nice guy, except that one time he burned an Eldar child alive, but hey, we all make mistakes sometimes. His Legion is great. Also, another character with really cool, just Primarch interactions. As the one thing detracting from him is that he's a Perpetual. Perpetuals are lame as fuck. I hate the tag. I hate the idea that there's just people that are immortal instead of just being cool. However, Vulcan is so cool that I can forgive that. And I can respect another awesome Primarch fighting an awesome Primarch. His whole interaction with Conrad Kurz, torturing him for years, and then the whole business with, like, the torture maze. 6 scenes. Great stuff. Read that book. And we're ending on a hot streak because Magnus is another S tier. Love this guy. He's a follower of the best Chaos God, Tzeentch. I will take no debate for this. And also, who doesn't love Thousand Sons? They're great. Their design's great. They're all magic. Bunch of dusty armored boys. Who doesn't love them? They're also just great stories. Armin, great character. And he's like, was best buds with Magnus, but whatever. Magnus got a real depressing story. And honestly, he did nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. I will hear absolutely nothing on the contrary. Which also, why would you? This list has been completely accurate so far. Which, that is it. That's my tier list of the best Primarchs. If you disagree, you're wrong.